Hello, this is Azam Porter, and today we are going to be learning about traffic kinematics. Now, with traffic kinematics, we are giving, they follow the basic kinematics of what we learned in modern day physics and stuff like that, but they also have some aspects to when we drive and when we use GPS systems. They calculate traffic jams and stuff like that. So when you have a traffic jam, there is a time where you guys have a shift in the position, the initial position, and the final position. So like as I was saying, as for example, for another way to say is like conservation of cars, which is kind of weird, but we are given this equation here, VL and KR VR minus VW, where VL minus VW are the left-hand side of the move at velocity, and the right-hand side would be the VR minus the VW. And equating the flow rates from either side from the shockwave frame. If we do that, we get that this is QL minus KL VW is equal to QR KR and VW. And basically what they're doing is replacing the Q's as in the shock wave, I guess. I'm equating. These are what they do. This is what your navigation system does, which is very interesting because in this terms that it use this math to basically determine how things are with traffic. So as you can see with these cars, usually traffic happens if if one car moves to the next lane and it repeats with another car moving. Usually traffic happens in that term. Another term is if somebody has an accident or if a tree falls, which I'm going to use for example how to calculate that. And basically you can use simple math with using that. You don't even have to use. So let's say we were on a road. Let's say we were on a road right here. And let's say road is usually like black. So let's make this black. So, okay. Okay. Basically it's the road, right? And we have a tree. Let's say the tree has fallen, right? The tree fell, right? Tree fell on the road, and we don't. And basically we want to figure out the time it takes before the traffic to stop, right? The traffic to start from when them cars keep flying in. So let's say we have this car right here. Let's say this car pulls up, right? And the tree falls, and let's say that we have this traffic right here, it keeps coming. And let's say that the flow rate of where the cars come in is say flow rate is 10 cars per minute. 10 cars per minute come. Right? 10 cars per minute, 10 cars coming in per each minute, right? So let's if I'm gonna represent 10 cars, let me actually do something a little bit different. I'm gonna represent 10 cars. Let me make this a little bit better. I'm gonna say that tree fell over. Okay. So now if I wanted to, let's say this is car 1, car 2, car 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, car 8, car 9, and car 10. Right, and then that's for 1 minute, 1 whole minute. Those are 10 cars per minute, right? So 10 cars per 1 minute, right? They come in 1 minute per minute. The flow rate as another 10 cars per minute. So let's say a minute has gone by, right? And let's say as we see this as we can see this as that the physical line of cars is increasing, right? So we have this velocity here too, right? Because let's say the cars, like the distance between them was 5 meters apart. They were 5 meters apart. This one right here to here is 5 meters apart, right? And as they're 5 meters apart, let's say the velocity is say velocity is 150 meters per minute, right? And the velocity would be 150 meters per minute is because we have that flow rate of 10 cars, right? And we have that flow rate of 10 cars being no, the velocity would be 10, sorry, 50 meters per minute, sorry. Yeah, so we have that cars per minute, right? And we have that 5 meters, right, which we're getting from. And we can find our simple velocity, right, from that. So it's 50 meters per minute. So, each car, as we said, from the 10 cars, is increasing 50 meters per minute from the physical line. And let's say we have a line right here. Oops. We have a line right here. And that line, right, let's do it a different color. Let's make it blue. So we have this line right here. Make it lighter. Line right here, right? Let's say this is our starting position, right? Right, our starting position, or like our position where it doesn't, where it stopped right now, for right now. And as the first car goes, as let's say the tree was picked up, right? As the first car goes, let's say there's a reaction time of 2 seconds, right? Reaction time of 2 seconds. And with there being a reaction time of 2 seconds, it's the velocity, right? It's going to be the leading edge of that velocity is going to be 150 meters per minute. And we right here, we are basically saying from that I can't talk today. We are assuming right there that it's that thing is going to be 100 meters per minute, 150 meters per minute. Basically, we're going to keep that 50 meters per minute of when those cars keep coming. So 50 meters per minute of when those cars keep going. Let's say we call this orange. Make this orange. And we get 50 meters per minute from what that original point was, right? And with that, we want to find out the time for the jam to dissipate. The front of the jam is approaching the back, right? So the front of the jam, as that first car goes, right, you're going to get a sequence of, cars keep coming, right? Cars are going to keep coming. So cars are going to keep coming. So if we were to do this, basically, it looks something like this. As like the first car goes, right? There's this line, and it keeps coming back and back until, and it, like this orange line right here, which is the back line, where it keeps going down and down and down until that first line can reach it. that first line can reach it. That starting position of that 150 meters per minute line can reach it. Basically, that's what it's all about. It's about where that initial line left, that initial line length can do that, and basically it will be 150 meters right there because it's 10 cars times that 10 times that value right there for 50. So with this, it's going to be going on and on and on with that position. And basically this blue line is trying to catch up to that orange line. And that is what is that's what the GPS is calculating. It's calculating the time. If you were to arrive at that point and you have let's say you're starting, let's say we knew what the time was. Let's say the time was for that jam was 7 minutes. And your concert, right? Your concert was say we knew for the time that time was 7 minutes, and your concert, right, was 30 minutes away. It's going to add that 7 minutes and say that, well, you got 37 minutes. Basic math there, right? Okay. So when you get to that starting position, it's going to give you that 7 minutes on, and the reason why, and sometimes it will calculate it for you. Some will even just calculate it and give you the whole 37 minutes, but they will give you, some will be like, oh, you can save 37 minutes. You can save 7 minutes if you take this route, right? Because the 7 minutes is going to be the jam, the traffic jam. So traffic jam here. And basically, it's going to take you, they're going to say, oh, what if it's 30 minutes, right? It's 30 minutes, then I want 30 minutes. I want to get there faster than 37 minutes. I want to get my seat faster for a concert. So basically, that's what it's calculating. So if we were to keep going on with this, as you can see, it's kind of like a wave function, kind of, basically. So it's like this, where this gets away, and then eventually they're gonna start coming. That orange line and that blue line are gonna eventually meet. Eventually meet right here. Gonna eventually meet, and as you can see, what's going on. And then that time where it takes that blue, and where the blue line becomes the orange line. Basically, the blue line will become the orange line. And basically, they calculate at what time does it take to reach at that point, right? What time does it take to reach at that point? And that's what we are trying to find. We're trying to find that, what time that it takes to reach at that point. All right, so if we're going to do that, yeah, so the front, that thing is moving backwards, right? So let me see. Oh yeah, so if you were to do this, we're going to use our basic v is equal to d over t. And by the way, this thing is called the leading edge propagation. So it's called right here. This is called the leading edge propagation. Speed. Basically explaining how all those scenarios work and keep repeating itself. So if I'm going to solve this, right, I know that the front of the jam